Perseus was not a hero, but the blade of fate. He beheaded Medusa, but it was not the monster that fell, but a victim abandoned by the gods. How many people ever knew that truth? Within the historical tapestry, there are moments that permanently mark and shape the course of destiny. Perseus, son of Zeus, the ruler of Olympus, and the mortal princess Dai, carried within him the sacred nature inherited from his father and the human bloodline from his mother. He had witnessed countless accounts where the fates of gods and mortals intertwined with profound and tragic consequences. One such tragedy is the story of Medusa, a narrative not solely of mortals, but of the gods' manipulation of infinite power over those beneath them. Medusa, unlike her two sisters, was born mortal, a fact she remained utterly ignorant of during her early years. She lived with her family in a small, damp cave near the Aian Sea. Her two sisters, Steno and Euryale, were immortal Gorgons, grotesque half-women, half-monsters. Yet, Medusa possessed smooth porcelain skin and golden hair that radiated like the sun, a blessing that was also a curse. Medusa believed her family was ordinary, though loved by her sisters. She sensed an imperceptible gulf, a constant reminder of her distinction. One day, while drawing water, she saw sailors anchoring by the shore. Intrigued and eager to explore the world outside the grotto, she decided to approach them. "I am Medusa from Athens. Are you lost?" A sailor responded. "I have never seen such beautiful golden hair. The sun itself has blessed you." Medusa's sisters, however, were acutely aware of the inherent danger that came with strangers. As the sailors drew closer, Steno and Euryale emerged from the shadows, their monstrous forms causing the men to freeze in petrified terror. The sailors were instantly turned to stone. Medusa watched in shock, realizing for the first time the terrible power her sisters wielded and the constant peril that came with it. Her sisters explained, "You do not comprehend the world as we do. You are mortal, vulnerable. Only we can protect you." Medusa felt increasingly isolated, recognizing that she could never belong with her sisters. Her only intimate friend was Ifacles, a young warrior in training with dreams of adventure, who visited her frequently. Medusa treasured this bond, finding in Ifacles a kindred spirit who shared her curiosity about the world. Medusa confided, "Ifacles, I know there is more out there. I want to be part of something greater." Ifacles advised her, "You should visit Athena's temple." "Medusa, it is a place of wisdom and beauty. Just like you. There, you would find knowledge, life's purpose, and a chance to serve a goddess who values strength and intelligence." Ifacles' words kindled a flame of yearning in Medusa. Serving in Athena's temple felt like a divine calling, but it meant leaving her family and the safety of the cave. She declared, "I shall depart and devote myself to Athena's service." Becoming her priestess, her mother, heartbroken, questioned, "Medusa, the world outside is brutal. Here, you are secure. Why would you choose to leave?" Medusa replied, "Mother, please understand, I long to make a lasting mark, serve a higher ideal, and effect change." Despite the protestations, Medusa's mind was firmly set. She went to serve Athena, dedicating herself completely. In the temple, her beauty and piety quickly made her the focus of attention. Crowds gathered not just for her looks, but for her grace and profound commitment. Even Perseus had seen her and was deeply impressed by her devotion. But admiration soon transformed into jealousy, and rumors spread that Medusa's beauty and dedication rivaled even Athena's. Medusa dismissed these whispers, but they reached the gods, especially Poseidon, who harbored resentment toward Athena. Their feud dated back to the contest for the city of Athens, which Athena had won. Seeing Medusa as the perfect opportunity to strike at Athena, Poseidon began to scheme. One day, as Medusa walked along the beach, the ocean became violent, and Poseidon emerged from the crashing waves. The sea god declared, "Medusa, your beauty is renowned even in the deepest trenches. Come with me, and I will give you treasures beyond your wildest imaginings." Medusa staunchly refused. "No, I am devoted to Athena. I desire nothing from you." Poseidon attempted to lure her. "Athena cannot offer what I can. Imagine the power, the wonders. You are meant for more. You deserve the world at your feet." Medusa asserted, "I will not betray Athena. I beg you, leave me in peace." But Poseidon was not a deity to be denied. He pursued Medusa relentlessly, Desperate to escape, she fled to Athena's temple, hoping the goddess would offer sanctuary. However, the goddess was nowhere to be seen. Medusa was about to give up when she heard a voice of hope. "Leave her be. Poseidon, she has done nothing to deserve your wrath." The sea god raged. "You dare to defy a god? Mortal? Stand aside or face the consequences of your foolish bravery." Ifacles countered. "I will not let you harm her. If you want Medusa, you will have to go through me." Ifacles lunged at Poseidon, but with a mere flick of his hand, Poseidon sent a wave of energy that hurled Ifacles across the temple. He struck the stone wall with a sickening thud and collapsed, unconscious, his sword clattering to the ground. Medusa cried out, "Ifacles, please, you must wake up." The loud crash echoed through the temple, shattering its serenity. Athena, ever watchful, descended to investigate. Upon seeing the unconscious Ifacles and the towering Poseidon, Athena misinterpreted the scene, believing Medusa had invited chaos and disgrace into her sacred domain. The goddess furiously declared, "You have brought shame upon this temple and upon me. For this, you must be punished." Medusa pleaded, "Please, Athena, I am blameless." Athena was cold. "Enough. Your choices have led to this. And now you shall face the repercussions of your betrayal." With a wave of her hand, Athena inflicted the curse upon Medusa, transforming her beautiful golden hair into a writhing mass of venomous snakes. Her once radiant skin turned to scales. She realized she now held the power to turn any living creature to stone and was no longer woman, but a creature of horror. Medusa wept. "What have you done to me? All I ever wanted was to serve you and be close to your heart. Now you've turned me into a monster." Athena retorted, "You are what you deserve to be." Medusa, let this be a lesson to all who would defy the gods. Nearby, Ifacles stirred, the fading impact that had knocked him out slowly receding as he regained consciousness. Hearing Medusa's anguished voice, he forced himself up. His vision was blurry, but his heart was full of concern. "Medusa, I am here." Medusa's heart pounded with a new terror. She backed away, her serpents writhing and hissing. "Ifacles, no, don't look at me. Please, you can't. I'm a monster." Ifacles, hearing the desperation in her voice, reached out his hand to comfort her. He said, "I shall not look at you. But you are no monster." "I do not believe it." As Ifacles stepped closer, one of the snakes, sensing his movement, lashed out with a vicious strike. Its fangs sank deep into his arm, and he cried out in pain. Ifacles reassured her, "Please keep your eyes away. I would never think you were a monster. No matter what you are still you." Ifacles lifted his head, his eyes searching for Medusa. He wanted to see her to reassure himself that she was still the friend he cherished. "Ifacles, no." Their eyes locked for an instant, and Medusa's heart sank. But Ifacles' expression was not of solace, but of pure terror. "Medusa." His body began to stiffen, turning into cold, unyielding stone. Medusa wept, "Please don't leave me." "Ifacles, I am sorry." Medusa knelt beside his stone form, her heart shattered. Overwhelmed by grief, she fled the temple, desperate to escape the nightmare she had become. In a remote cave, she wept, haunted by the loss of her friend and his final look of terror. But even in isolation, there was no respite. Word of her curse spread, and warriors came continuously seeking her head. Forced to defend herself, Medusa's heart bled with every life she took. Her sorrow deepened as she realized there was no escape from the curse that had destroyed everything she loved. As the years passed, Perseus grew into the warrior he aspired to be. Mindful of his father Zeus's legacy, tales of Medusa's grim destiny, a once gentle soul twisted into a fearsome creature, reached him, though he did not wish to believe them. One night, the gods summoned him through a vision, and Athena appeared in a dream. The goddess commanded, "Perseus, son of Zeus, you are favored among men by the gods. I have a task for you, one that will test your courage and loyalty to Olympus. You must slay the monster Medusa and bring me her head. Only then will you truly prove your worth." The very thought was distressing to him, but he knew he had no choice. The gods had decreed it, and to refuse would be to invite their wrath upon himself and those he held dear. He questioned, "It is impossible. For if my eyes fall upon her, I will be turned to stone." In the dream, Athena handed him a shield that gleamed like a mirror. And suddenly, when he awoke, The shield was in his hands. Perseus immediately set out for Medusa's cave. When he entered, he heard a rustle, a hiss, and then her voice, soft, sorrowful, and filled with a pain that cut him to the core. She warned, "Leave this place. Stranger, I do not wish to harm you." Perseus replied, "Medusa, it is I, Perseus. I have come to end your misery. Athena herself has sent me." At the mention of Athena, a profound grief seized Medusa's heart. The weight of her transformation from a beautiful soul to a horrific monster filled her with shame. Tears welled up as she accepted the inevitable, knowing that this was the only way to end her torment and escape the unending suffering that had consumed her life. She asked, "But how can it be? You will be turned to stone." Through the reflection in his shield, Perseus saw her again. The once lovely Medusa was now a tormented being. Her radiant face was contorted, her golden hair replaced by serpents, a cruel reminder of what she had lost. With a heavy heart, he raised his sword and struck. Her blood spilled, and from it emerged Chrysaor, the golden warrior, and Pegasus, the winged horse. Born, even in death, Medusa's legacy endured. Her curse had given rise to new life. Perseus took her head as commanded by Athena and left the cave. But the victory felt hollow. The triumph was meaningless. He presented Medusa's head to Athena, and the goddess took it without a word, placing it upon her shield, where it would remain as a symbol of her power and a warning to all who would defy her. But in his heart, Perseus knew that Medusa had been more than just a monster. And out of the tragedy, in a bitter twist of fate, Medusa ultimately achieved the one thing she always wanted: to be close to Athena's heart once again.